Hello and welcome back to Anime Plus Recap. Today we will be covering yet another FBI case, Garden of Words. You all know where this is going by FBI meaning. Spoilers ahead. The movie starts off with rain pouring. We see a 15-year-old high school student, Takao, the reason for FBI, who is an aspiring shoemaker. He is riding the train home from school. Takao surveys his surroundings as he describes the sensation of warm, wet bodies pressing against his back. His jacket is damp from the umbrellas of those around him, and the station's chill breeze from the air conditioner is blowing towards his face. Taking out his umbrella, Takao exits the station and sees that the rain is still falling heavily. Takao reminisces about his fondness for the rain, which has been with him since he was a young child. This is the reason he chooses not to transfer during rainy days and instead takes pleasure in walking in the rain. As the rain continues, Takao chooses to visit the Shinjuku-Jun National Garden. As he strolls through the garden, suddenly the face of a beautiful 27-year-old woman sitting by herself catches his attention. So now we have met the reason for our FBI sirens. Well, nothing really has happened yet, but speaking from experience, I don't trust Japan. He decides to walk towards her. Takao takes out his notebook to draw a model of her shoes. He looks up and notices the girl eating chocolates and drinking a beer can to quench her thirst. Thirst for him, probably? Takao finds it to be an unusual combination, but he can't resist, asking her if they know each other. The girl tells him she doesn't think so. She glances at him again, and before leaving, she smiles and says, "Clap of thunderstees. Perhaps rain comes. If so, will you stay with me?" He thinks it might be a quote, but he is left puzzled. As Takao is preparing dinner for himself and his brother reveals that he plans to move in with his girlfriend next month. The news comes as a surprise to Takao. During the next few days, Takao is dissatisfied with the subway school lifestyle as he mocks the idea of what's socially acceptable in his society. The next morning he wakes up, happy to realize it is raining. He skips class in order to take a walk to the garden in hope of seeing the girl again. Man, there's still time before FBI comes, just stop. He takes the stroll through the garden and sees her sitting in the same spot. They both greet each other good morning. Takao can't help but draw her shoe as they sit in silence. Seconds later, the girl asks him if it's a school holiday, to which Takao looks at the beer and teases her by asking her if she is on an early retirement. The girl chuckles and says she had skipped work again. He tells her that his mother drinks a lot and that she should eat something healthy in the morning. She says she has snacks and takes out a handful of chocolate bars from her bag, leaving Takao in complete shock. The girl knows it looks crazy, but she promises she is more sane than most people. "Yeah, sure," said by every insane person ever. She tells him she is just another human being with little quirks. They both chat for a bit until Takao tells her he must go since he only cuts class on rainy days. The girl tells him that perhaps they will see each other again, since it's going to rain again someday. A few weeks pass, and it's Kanto's rainy season. Takao rushes to the garden, where he meets the girl again for the next following months. They meet each other on rainy days, sharing each other's company. As the months continue to pass, Takao works on his off days and goes to school on the sunny days. Eventually he meets the girl again, and finally, as he opens up about his dream of becoming a shoemaker, he tells her he sucks, but he is really passionate about making something that's actually real. As the days pass before he falls asleep and seconds after Takao wakes up, the only thing on his mind is hoping it rains, because on sunny days he was somewhere he didn't want to be, either at work instead of his shop creating shoes or at school surrounded by children. He envies the life of the girl doing what she is meant to do. Takao says that she represents all the secrets that the world holds, which are out of his reach. However, he knows that she sees him only as a child. It's raining again and the girl skips work again. He finds himself sleeping next to her. He thinks back to his past, to the day his family decided to buy their mother a present, a pair of beautiful, sparkling shoes. In the next scene, we see the girl herself going through a hard time as well. Her room is messy, and she is mysteriously unmotivated to do anything. Ever since an unknown moment, she has only felt lies. It is now July, and the girl gives Takao a book about shoes as a gift. He is delighted and tells her that he is in the process of making a shoe. The girl asks if it's for himself, but Takao says they are women's shoes. However, he says he is having trouble grafting out the right size. The girl is surprised to know they are shoes for women. As she smiles, she takes her shoe off and lets Takao measure her feet in order to help him complete his project. Hopefully he doesn't have any foot fetish. Moments later, out of the blue, she says that it isn't like walking anymore, it's more like falling. Tokyo asks her if it's her job that's been troubling her, but she says it's more, like everything. Tokyo realizes the pain she is in, but he knows nothing about her, not her job, nor her age or even her name, and he can't stop thinking about her. It hasn't rained for a while, and now it's August. Tokyo works part-time during the whole summer in order to pay for his school's tuition. Suddenly, in the girl's apartment, the girl is seen crying. Later in the day, she tells herself that she has always been here, stuck in the same place. As months pass, Tokyo tells himself he misses the girl. But if he clings to those feelings, he will never escape. The whole society has shoved him into. As he tries to climb out, Tokyo tells himself that the only way to help her is to keep working on a pair of shoes that'll make her want to get up and finally walk and find her way. A month has passed. It is now September. Tokyo is in school, talking to his friends. They tease him for always being late to school and skipping first class on rainy days. He laughs and tells them he always takes the day off when it rains. However, moments later, as they walk towards their classes, Tokyo and the girl from the garden see each other in the school's hallway. They both quickly stop in complete shock. The girls from the school quickly start swarming her. Later, Tokyo finds out the shocking truth about the girl. Her name is Yukino. She's a teacher at the school who had been skipping work. Due to the extreme bullying she was receiving from certain students, someone's boyfriend at the school thought she was beautiful, so they started spreading false rumors out of jealousy. Those rumors got to her parents, which forced her into a solitary world of loneliness. In the evening, Tokyo decides to confront the bullies who ruined Yukino's life. He slaps the girl who started it, but gets beat up by the bigger senior. Man, that slap was satisfying.
Care about some slutty hag.
The next morning, they both meet and Tokyo tells Yukino that even when it doesn't rain, he will be there for her. Finishing the verse from the day they met, he recalls Yukino saying in old Japanese literature, "A clap of thunder sighs. Perhaps rain comes. If so, will you stay with me?" To which Tokyo replies that his views and feelings about her haven't changed. All of a sudden, thunder and lightning appears as rain starts to fall. Man, even the gods of thunder is mad upon hearing his FBI case-worthy claim. For a while, they both take cover, but shortly after they decide to go to Yukino's apartment, the rain is still singing loud in the background. As she irons their clothes, Tokyo decides to cook something special. Since all she eats is chocolates and beer, Yukino makes a hot cup of coffee to complement the food Tokyo had made. They sit down, laugh, and enjoy each other's company. Suddenly, they both realize that this might be the happiest they have ever been in their lives. Out of nowhere, as he sips his coffee by the rain, he looks at Yukino and whispers, "I love you. I tried to save you, but it's too late."
FBI, open up!
Yukino was taken by surprise. However, she suppresses her true emotions and tells Tokyo to call her Mrs. Yukino and proceeds to tell him that she is moving back home next week. She made the decision a while back, and the garden was a way of helping her learn how to walk on her own again. She thanks Tokyo for everything he had done. Suddenly, a now broken Tokyo looks her in the eyes and thanks her for her hospitality, and that it was nice meeting her. As Tokyo gathers his stuff, he walks out of Yukino's apartment. Yukino slowly starts to realize the mistake she has just made. As she sits crying, reminiscing their past together, Yukino jumps out of her seat and runs to Tokyo in an attempt to reach him in time. She runs barefoot down the wet staircase, causing her to slip and fall. Yukino quickly gets back up and finds him alone. Tokyo turns around, and as they cross eyes, he tells her she hated her the second they met and she should forget about him. Tokyo screams at her, telling her she's poison. He continues to lash out, telling her that she never believed he could measure up to his dreams, telling her that she was just humoring a kid's fantasies for a while. He yells at her, telling her it's the reason she's been all alone. He finally asks her to tell him how much she hates him. However, a crying Yukino rushes to him and hugs him tight, crying her heart out as she confesses her love for him, telling him every morning she put on a suit for work, but she was scared. She tells Tokyo that he's saved her. They hold each other, finally realizing the void missing in their lives had finally been filled. It's now winter season, and Tokyo receives a letter from Yukino wishing he is doing well and hoping that the warm days of spring come soon as Tokyo enjoys his own company. Sitting next to the shoes he had finished for Yukino, he realizes that she wasn't the only one practicing how to walk. He says that one day, when he can walk much further on his own, he will go see her, practically implying that he's damn legal. Thank God. If you like this recap, make sure to subscribe. Sayonara.